Alrighty, welcome back to the Lakebed Temple. In the last video, we tackled the lower west area of the dungeon where we got a small key. You want to head up the stairs in the main room to get back to the upper level, and then work your way counterclockwise to get to the west side of the room once again, this time on the upper level. You'll come to a locked door, so you want to use your small key to go through it, and you'll find yourself on the upper west bridge. We just came from the lower west bridge, working our way back here. Now we're going on the upper west bridge to get back to the west side of the room, but this time, once again, on the upper level. Just ignore the Helmosaur and cross over to the other side of the bridge and go through this door. And in this room there's a Tektite, which you can kill if you like. Once again, a spin attack will kill it instantaneously. Then you want to open the small chest to get some bombs. This is a little clue that we will have to use bombs here in just a moment. So this is just kind of a hint as to what we need to do. You want to turn around and you'll see that there are two stalactites hanging from the ceiling. The one on the right doesn't do anything. Meanwhile, the one on the left, you want to use a bomb arrow to blow it up. This will cause a little platform to be created. We'll be able to use it to access these vines that are on against the wall. Jump onto them and begin the very lengthy climb, and as always, these bigger chunks of vine in Twilight Princess, they can take quite a while because Link climbs extremely slow. Grinding teeth, patience. Once you get towards the top of the wall here, you don't want to jump down just yet. You want to stand on top of the wall and face towards this lever and carefully jump to it. This will open up the door directly below you, making a shortcut so that you don't have to climb the vines again. Kind of a pointless little small puzzle, really. Up ahead you'll see there's a boulder. You just want to ignore it and head on through the door on the left. Here we're actually above a previous room on the west side that we were just in a moment ago, but we'll deal with that in just a moment. You can kill the Lizalfos if you like. I'm just showing real quick that you can ignore it as well. Just totally pass by it. Now we're in the south portion of this same room. You want to head over to the water wheel and you want to kill the keys to try to show you affection. They shouldn't be too much of a problem for you, and they are leaning up against the wall to start out with. Just wait for them to get close to you and start squeaking, and then you'll be able to smack them with your sword. You want to open up the large chest to get a small key. Now you want to return to the center part of the room, and this time I will kill the Lizalfos. First I'm going to use a shield attack to briefly stun it, followed by a jump attack, which knocks it backwards. Because we're on top of this ledge and everything, it'll knock him back and he'll fall into the abyss. Notice when he dies he kind of sounds like a jaguar. Maybe that's just me, I don't know. I think he sounds kind of like a cat. Anyways, back in the north part of this room, you want to blow up the boulder. You can either use regular bombs or bomb arrows. This will reveal a new guarded area that is being patrolled by two Helmosaurs. You just want to avoid them and just do so very skillfully, like so. After that, you want to continue on to the next doorway. And in this room, you'll see a new enemy, which is called a Chu Worm. These guys start out as in a big, gooey, watery thing, and this first time you see one, it actually has a cinema of it jumping into it. And they will use this little gooey water thing to jump into you and then punch you and stuff. It's annoying, but my advice is to not let them do that, as always. You want to use a bomb to blow them up out of their watery shell. You can use bomb arrows, which are probably the easiest. Then you just want to chase after them and make them regret existing in the first place. Once it's defeated, you want to grab the arrows that they almost always leave behind, then go ahead and use your small key to open up the locked door. This circular room is just begging to be filled with water, but right now it's all drained at the moment, so let's fix that. You want to jump down and climb the vines to the north, which eventually lead up to this platform. Because this dungeon is very symmetrical, we will actually tackle a very similar room in this dungeon off on the east side later on. Now at this point we actually have quite a ways to climb, and there are several Tektites along the way, so I will be showing several different methods on how to defeat them, which I consider to be some of the better options. You can use bomb arrows, obviously, just make sure you're far enough away that you don't, explode, because that'd be stupid. Now a jump attack will kill a Tektite in one hit, however if you miss you'll be vulnerable, and you'll probably take damage, or if you simply touch them while you're doing the mid-air jump, you're in the middle of the air and you barely touch them and it totally makes it almost nothing. So I suggest using a shield attack, or the Gale Boomerang or something, and this will stun them for a second. Shield attack's better because then you still have your sword out, and then you can perform a jump attack and kill them instantaneously. That example didn't really work, so I just used a backslice instead. Now perhaps the easiest option is, especially when you're fighting more than one, is obviously to use the spin attack. And so this will kill them in one hit. And if you have trouble using the spin attack, you shake the nunchuck and it doesn't really work, my suggestion is to actually punch the nunchuck off to the left really hard, and this will make you do the spin attack really easily. So with that, you want to go up ahead. You'll see that there's a small chest containing bombs. You can snag it if you want. Then climb up one of the nearby ladders to get up on top of this platform and jump to the lever and pull it down to cause water to start flowing into this area once more. So you can hop down into it and let it take you all the way back down to the bottom of the room. Whee! Now you'll notice that I glanced at a large chest that was up there behind the little waterfall area. We actually cannot get to it until we get the dungeon item. Unfortunately, we'd have to return all the way back here once we get it in order to gain access to that chest, and all it contains is like rupees or bombs or something like that, and it's a pain in the butt to get back up there because you either have to climb up on top of the guardrail thing right there, that stone guardrail, or you have to walk through the water using iron boots to get all the way back up there. So lame. So that being said, I'm not going to go through that just to get like some bombs or whatever it is. It's like arrows or something like that. Stupid. Anyways, so moving along, we want to go to the bottom of the room, and you can climb to the center platform, which we can now access due to the water that's now filling the area, and jump to the lever. This will cause all the water to now flow freely throughout the west side of the dungeon, and it causes all the water wheels that we've seen so far to start turning here on this west side. This causes various gears to start turning. So now you want to turn to this big area, go to the center of the area, and you'll now see that the big platform is now spinning, and so all the platforms below are now spinning around as well. So here we're going to take a little shortcut to get to the lower west portion of the room. You want to watch your little mini-map. We're going to jump towards the east side of the room, which leads back towards the central chamber. Jumping down will take us to the entrance of the lower west part of the area, and that was a little quick, so you may want to rewind and see it again. But now you want to turn around, and now with those platforms are now rotating, you want to jump to one of them and use it to access the doors. And so you want to jump to the first one you come to, which is to the north. So go on and head on through the door. So the door straight ahead here has a cool fish head statue above it, but you may want to ignore this for now because that door just leads to a dead end. So we will return here later. Instead, you want to go off to the left where you will find several Chus. Defeat them, and here I just want to point out that there's a new type of Chu, which is a yellow variety. So you can put it in a bottle, so you get the yellow Chu jelly, and this acts just like lantern oil. So this is totally irrelevant right now because we're not even really using lantern oil in this dungeon. However, it's just good to point out because later on you will need to use them in order to fill up your lantern, otherwise you'll be wandering around in the dark in some caves and such later on. Anyways, you want to open up the large chest to get a small key, and with that in hand you want to return to the previous room and jump back onto one of the rotating platforms. This time you can use it to access the west door, which is the farthest from the entrance. So this is the far west door. And in this next room, you'll see that there's a little hallway off to the right, which is guarded by a Helmosaur, but there's just jars and such behind it, so I suggest you not tackle it, because it's just not worth it. You want to go through the locked door instead that is also in this room, and this will take you to a little area that is filled up with water. Go ahead and hop in to get your feet wet, and then put on your iron boots, and you can gather 2 small chests that are in this area. So you can go to either side of the room. I'm going to go through the left side first. You want to put on your iron boots and use them to get past the blowing water, and then open the chest to get bombs. Yay! So with that, you'll be able to go, now you can go to the other side, once again, getting more optional items. And over here there's another chest. This one contains a red rupee. It's an awfully big chest to have just a single red rupee in it, isn't it? I don't know. Like seriously, you could put like 50 of those things in there. Anyways, kind of a worthless prize for them to only have one in there. With those, you want to continue on, avoiding the Bari, which we still can't kill, by the way. We still need the dungeon item in order to do anything with those guys. Continuing on, you want to use a water bomb to blow up the boulder that is under the water, then take off your iron boots and swim through the area to tackle the mini-boss of the dungeon. So that is all the time I have for this video. Join me for the next one, and I will show you how to tackle the mini-boss.